What's up, y'all? This is Jimmy Ball, a.k.a. Watch Jimmy Ball, the owner of Purple Thread Films, and you're watching What's Your Hustle podcast.
What's your hustle? What do you do? Here to bring money and attention to you. A lot of people want to know, you got to give them the truth. Here to run the numbers up, we about to go through the roof. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? Here to talk about your grind, how you spend your time. We done brought you to the show, you got to speak what's on your mind. What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle? What's your hustle?
So we got the legendary Jimmy Ball with us today. It's finally a pleasure to actually meet you. You know what I'm saying? I know we've been talking on social media for a while now, but first time actually meeting you in person. Been looking at your work for years. Been looking up to you. Admire you. You know, all of that, man. If I had to like say I want to be like somebody, it's like, hey, I want to be like Jimmy Ball. His stuff is always on point. Man, I just seen the progression throughout the years. So when I started putting together this podcast, you was like one of the first ones I said I wanted to have on here because you do great work and you do good business. So here we are.
Appreciate it, man.
So first off, tell the people where they can find you at.
You can find me at Watch Jimmy Ball on Instagram. All the social medias Watch Jimmy Ball. And you can also follow my production company, which is Purple Thread Films, on Instagram and Facebook and all that different stuff too.
So let's go back to the beginning, to when you first started. Well, I know that you did music for a while, and then somehow you transitioned to getting behind the camera. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I actually started as a rapper. I feel like the whole reason I'm even where I'm at today is because Lil Jimmy decided to write some raps.
Right.
My trajectory was, I'm gonna rap, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be a star. And that kind of like started to become difficult when I couldn't find the actual like pieces to put it together. So from there I learned how to make beats, and then I had to learn how to engineer, and then I had to learn to mix and master, and then eventually I had to learn the graphic design, and I had to learn to shoot videos and take pictures, and it just was one of those things where it was like if I ever wanted to do this, I had to learn all of this stuff.
Right.
And that's just kind of the natural progression for me was I'm gonna start this stuff to kind of elevate what I thought I wanted to do or thought I would be doing. And I don't know how long you want me to go. You got to let me know how long you want these answers to be.
Just go as long as you feel like they need to be, like till you get your point out.
I know a pivotal moment in my transition from like doing music to doing video more seriously was definitely when my daughter was born. I was only like 24 years old, and she was born, and I saw that this was something that I could immediately make money off of, versus music where I have been struggling and making beats, and you get a beat for $50 or something, just trying to get some money, but it wasn't really working the same. And when I sold my first video for like $250, I was like, oh no, I can make this work. I can work with this. And it kind of sucks because when I tell this story, it makes me feel so bad because I didn't start because of a love of cinema or like, I just want to be a filmmaker. Like I didn't have that passion. I had a need. I needed to make money. Like I needed to be able to provide for my family, and what I was doing wasn't working. Like I was working at the hospital and I was a janitor. Like I was at the hospital cleaning up like bathrooms and shit. But like on my break, or not really on my break, like I clean the bathroom and then go sneak off and edit a music video. And eventually it just got to the point where I was like, man, I need to be doing this instead of that.
So wow, so that's something. So you never went to school for this. You just learned by like doing and YouTube tutorials and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've never went to school for almost anything. Like even when it came to high school, like I dropped out my last year of school because they wanted me to repeat it, and I was just like, nah, I'm gonna test out. Like I'm not real big on like the educational system's way of teaching me. But I will say I'm a proud student of YouTube Academy. I'm the biggest advocate for like you can go learn whatever you want to learn. Like just put the effort into it. So I was up on Google, I was up on YouTube, and anybody who knows me personally, like, knows how much, like, I went out of my way to be around people who were smarter than me. And, like, I would make friends with people who were, like, smarter than me. And, like, you're so much better than me. What do I need to do to get to where you are? Like, and I just kept that whole mentality my whole career. It's just, like, I want to be great. I want to be good. Like, it started about the money, but, man, I got this competitive nature in me that just drives me to be, like, exceptional. Like, I want to be really, really good at what I do. I don't just want to do it. And vicariously by doing that, I just kind of fell in love with video and kind of fell in love with filmmaking.
So you shot your first music video and you seen that it could be a profitable business for you. Okay, so like what was like the next steps after that? Like you seen that money come in, so what did you start doing after that?
Immediately after that, I'm not gonna lie, I went to work. Like I'm like, okay, cool, I can do this. My first video was Benzo the Realist. If you looking for me, I'm out here. My second video was Squirt the Flirt. Teach you how to squirt, which most people don't know that I had also produced the song and made the beat and worked the squirt on the song. So, like, I hit the ground running, man. I was like, yo, I'm trying to do this every weekend. I need as many videos as I can get. I was accepting them hand over fist. I didn't really care. I mean, long as you met the little price threshold that I had, man, I was out there. I'm like, let's go. Like, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The approach that I feel like I took to it once I got in the game, as opposed to a lot of the people who were around the area already doing video, was that, bro, I was hungry. Like, I was determined to out-hustle everybody because it was cats on the scene who was way better than me already. Like, and I was looking up to Michael Cooper and Miles Myers at the time. Like, I was looking up to these people like, I'm coming, though. Like, I'm not interested in just looking up to you. I'm on the way. I'm coming after the throne. I'm not interested in just being back here. And I don't know what it was that made me feel that way from like video 2. Like literally as soon as I got done with the first video, second video, I'm already like, what do I need to do to be better? Like, okay, I need to buy lights. And I remember buying my first set of aperture lights and upgrading from a T3i to a Canon 6D. And I remember even we was just talking about Lens Pro to Go. Like the first time I ever shot on a 4K camera was me renting a GH4 from Lens Pro to Go. Wow. And it was just like, dude, I just wanted it so bad. Hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah. So like, okay, so you've been doing music videos. And I know for me, I started off doing music videos as well. And the thing that I liked about doing music videos is that it forced you to like be creative versus with doing corporate stuff. You don't have to be as creative. So it's like, what would you say is the best part about shooting music videos over like corporate stuff or vice versa? Like,
I think that any person who wants to shoot videos should start shooting music videos first. Like, I think music videos is the academy that everybody needs to go through to get to where they want to be when it comes to this video world, because, man, there's so many situations you're going to end up in. And it's like, I can't teach you how to handle walking into a room that's too dark and you ain't got no lights. Like, I can't teach you how to handle that, and ain't no YouTube video to show you how to do it. You need to go in that room, and you need to sit there with your camera, and you got to figure it out. Like, okay, I need to figure this out. Maybe if we take this lamp from over here and put it right here, it'll kick some light up to the ceiling, and it'll fill in everything, and it'll make it work for me. Or maybe if I put my ISO at this, I can denoise and post later. And, like, you just start to do trial and error, and before you know it, you know your camera inside and out. You know your craft inside and out. And I can't say I would have learned that at a corporate set where everything's controlled and I can walk in there with my light meter and just go bloop, and I got all these big lights and it's a nice budget. So, you know, I got a good camera that I'm shooting on. And I mean, some people got some corporate experiences that are very similar to my music video experience where they just had to get it out the mud. But from what I've seen, just, man, the versatility and the diversity that you get from a music video is never going to happen on a corporate set. I shot a scary music video. I shot a hood music video. I shot a pop, teeny bopper music video. I shot a school music video. Like, you shoot so many different things. By the time I got to corporate, it was like, this is easy. Like, yeah, I can shoot an event. You know how many places I've been? Yeah, I can shoot a wedding. You know how many shoots I've been at that was in this same format? Like, it was just a no-brainer. Like, and I would definitely attribute my success and my abilities to music videos, because I believe by the time I got to my 4th year, I was already at like 300 music videos.
Wow. So how many music videos have you shot thus far? Like,
Man, I stopped counting.
wow.
I stopped. I gave up. Because I was doing I was doing like 3 or 4 music videos a weekend for like 2-3 years straight. And it just kept going and going and going. And then it got to the point where I was doing music videos during the week too. And then I started doing corporate as well. So now I'm doing corporate and music videos. And then I started doing weddings. So now I'm doing corporate music videos and weddings. It's just, you completely you got to tap out for that part. Like,
so how did you transition from doing the music videos to doing like the corporate stuff and the weddings? Like, when did that take place?
Weddings was always there. Weddings was always there. I would say weddings was the redheaded stepchild that I always had, because I don't know. I loved them so much, and I love telling beautiful like love stories, but I didn't put it in the forefront ever. So it was always just hey, you got a wedding? Yeah, I'll do your wedding. But it's not my thing. Like, it wasn't the thing that I was like waking up every day like, man, I can't wait till somebody book another wedding. It was more like, I wanted to do music videos. But that shift came, I would say, probably about 2018, like the end of 2018, middle of 2018. And I won't go too deep into this story, but I was on set, and I had already just been kind of getting this nudge from God. Now, I know not everybody believes in a higher power, but I do. And he had just been kind of pushing me out of this space that I was already comfortable in. And I didn't understand why, and I didn't understand what other people were seeing that I didn't see. At a certain point, music videos had become unsafe. And what I was doing was really putting my whole family in jeopardy. Like, not like my family was gonna get hurt, but more my family could not have me there anymore. So, back to the story, I'm at this music video shoot. There's this dude, he's super drunk. I'm like, bro, just relax, like, just don't touch me. I don't like being touched. I'm grown, you grown, let's not touch each other. There's no reason for me to be touched. But he ain't like that, and he had been knowing me for a while, and he took it personal. Like, you acting Hollywood or you acting brand new. But I mean, once again, I'm gonna say this a lot. Anybody who knows me knows that I don't like real physical contact. Like, I don't like being too personal. Like, don't do certain stuff. It's gonna bother me. But so this night, like, he just wouldn't let it go, and we ended up getting into a fight, and I ended up getting a gun pulled on me, and it was just the eye opener that I needed to really like show me like, yo, why are you worried about your livelihood on set? Like, why do you feel like you got to display yourself as a tough guy still on set? Like, why do you still feel like you got something to prove by being in these environments that are uncomfortable? You know? And that's what kind of led to me making the switch. And unbeknownst to me, God had already had a plan. And I would say maybe a month later, the company that I worked with, J2, they reached out to me via Zach Nelson, and I love him. Like, I probably hit my mic. Via Zach Nelson, and I love him. Like, Zach literally like went to bat for me and kind of like put me in this new mind frame a little bit, because he was like, yo, I know you want to move to Atlanta, because that was my alternative. I was like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I know you want to move to Atlanta, but what if, you came and worked with us over at J2? And from then on, it just kind of like, boom, it skyrocketed a lot faster than I expected. But now I have a corporate position, and I'm shooting corporate videos every day, Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday type of thing. And another side note was that I did get a huge project. I got a documentary through Heroes Camp to do like an 1.5 hour long documentary, which blew my mind as well. And just those things all kind of like converged at the same time, and that's what started my corporate career. I also bought an FS5. So to anybody watching this who do video, yes, your camera will hold you back, and eventually you do got to get rid of that DSLR. You gotta step up if you want, the next level. It's the tools of the trade. Don't overthink it.
Gotcha. What would you say is like the toughest part being entrepreneur, videographer, however you want to call it?
Man, I like to answer this 2 ways. I would like to answer it for the creatives, but then I would also like to answer it genuinely. And what I mean by genuinely, just more of a personal answer. Creatively, I would say the hardest thing is, you know, trying not to burn out. You work really, really hard and you get really, really good at appeasing people versus really, really good at your craft. So I have to like catch myself a lot of times like underdoing it. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw a LUT on this video. I mean, I can go in there and hand color grade it on DaVinci, but why would I do that? This is a quick video and they don't, you know, let me mail it in. And you gotta remind yourself like, yeah, this ain't about them, this about you. Like, and I remind myself that a lot on projects, which is, you know, why it makes me so happy to hear you say stuff like, man, I've been watching your work for a long time and I see the progression and I love this and I love that. Like, I don't think most creators are doing anything on accident. I know I wasn't. I was trying so hard for so long. And that was one of the hardest things for me, is to constantly remind myself, yeah, this video is getting on your nerves. Yeah, this client is getting on your nerves. Yeah, this project is taking a long time. Yeah, this is whatever it is. But you better get them skin tones right. I ain't trying to hear none of that. Like, you better get that shot right. You better re-edit that clip. You gotta do it. You have to. Somebody, it don't matter what is going on right now, somebody else is gonna see this. And that's the person you don't want to see it. So I just kept reminding myself that all the time. But it was such a battle for me, because I would just get to the point where I'm like, man, I'm tired, or I'm done, or I'm over this, or you piss me off. You a shitty client. Like, why are you being so rude to me? Like, any of the above. But I just always kept reminding myself, like, dude, I gotta kill this, because somebody else somewhere else somebody else is.
No, I mean, you could, that definitely shows through your work. You know what I mean? Like when you said skin tones, this one video comes to mind. I think you did it for LNS, and it was at the Lerner Theater. And the Taylor Swift thing, and I remember the screenshot, and the skin tones looked so good.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I remember Adobe had just came out with the thing, like you could take a screenshot, bring the photo in, and somehow take the colors. I remember taking like a screenshot of that, bring it inside of Premiere, trying to like get those colors like how you had it, cause like, man, I was like, man, that is just so dope. And like, I could just look at your work and just tell, like, man, he spent hours on hours upon hours, like making sure that this goes right. And so I'm happy to hear, like you say, it's not about the client, it's more about you. You know what I mean? And sometimes those lines could get
real blurred.
Like, like, look, I'm finna just get this video off to them. They ain't gonna know, like, they ain't paying me
Man, they
X
can't even
amount.
tell. Yeah,
right.
They don't know I hand color graded this or if I use the LUT. They don't even care.
Right.
But it just don't matter. And I mean, to even hear you say that is just like, man, that's mind blowing, bro. Like, I'm the dude who, I'm you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done sat in my room and went on Instagram just maybe a week ago and screenshotted somebody's stuff and brought it in and tried to match the color grade and tried to recreate it, or pick the part they shot and how did they do this? Let me try to recreate it. Like, and I don't think I'd have ever even thought that somebody was doing that off my stuff. I don't, that never crossed my mind, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it genuinely, everything I did was because I wanted to be great. I didn't even think people were looking.
Yeah, man, you'll be shocked at how many people is looking up to you. I done had like a few people come up to me and was like, man, you inspired me to quit my job and to you know, go after my dreams. And it's like, wow, really? And like, it's like you don't set out to like do these things.
You don't do it on purpose. It just kind of happened. But
So.
every time, man, because it's not the first time, but it's just like anytime somebody says that, it's still just like, what? Like, nah, bro. Like, I'm still with you. We on the same level. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, and because I even saw like some young dudes downtown shooting a music video, and they had a cell phone, like in some kind of like harness. And they was shooting, and I wrote down, and I'm like, yeah, man, y'all keep up the good work. Having no idea that they finna be like, oh, Jimmy Ball. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, y'all pulling my leg. Like, there's no way, like, this is reality. Like, but I could imagine what I would do if Philip Bloom did that to me. Or if, you know what I'm saying, some of the people I look up to, Joe Boffman in the area, Joshua Martin, like, if those people did that to me. Like, if they just happened to ride up on me, like, how I would react. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or even those people from back in the day. Like, I remember the first time I got to sit down with Michael Cooper. Dude, I freaking love that dude, man. I I still to this day am so mad that he's doing weddings, because forget that. You can go do some short films. I want to see some more short films, and I want to see some more creative projects, and I'm selfish. So if he watches this, yes, it's time.
It's time. We're going to have to get him on a podcast.
What? You got to. Oh, he should have been before me. Look. Make sure you, like, do the DJ Vlad thing where you play the clip of me talking about him, and then, like, show it to him and let him know. Like, yeah, like, he was literally my first milestone. Like, literally my first milestone was, like, if I can't at least do what Mike Hale can do, and he's from the same city as me, I'll never make it. I'll never be good enough.
Wow. So you've been looking up to him for like years then. So.
Most definitely.
Wow. I only seen like
any
other
man,
stuff
he got music videos, he got short films, he holding back on the world, man. He holding back. He that dude for real.
You know, I got a friend that's a creative, and he does like some really dope work, but he doesn't like put it out to the world. Yeah. He wants to hold off on it. Like what would you say, like the creatives like that, like who dope, like other people view them as dope, but they don't really view themselves as dope. You know what I'm saying? Like what would you say to them about getting their work out, like so other people could see it, you know?
I'm gonna ask you the question back just to make sure I fully understand. Are you saying these people want to have it out? Are you saying that these people want people to see their stuff, or are they just doing it for fun? Is this business related? Because it's so hard for us as creatives to determine.
They do it. I mean, they do it because they love to do it, but, you know, they just scared of, like, the reaction that rejection maybe, or, you know how people are on social media. It could be the dopest thing, or it could be the worstest thing. You know?
So, man, this is going to be the most unpopular answer I've ever given in my whole life. But it's the truth. It is my truth. Once again, I still have a plethora of music. I have, like, albums of music that I think is fire. Like, I think I could crush 90% of the rappers out here, you know what I'm saying? If I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? I think I could, really get in the ring with them. But it ain't about that. Like, I don't do music for that. Like, I don't do music as something I'm looking to put out. I wholeheartedly feel like music, for me, is my escape and my getaway, and I make it, and I put it on my phone, and I go sit in the car and listen to it, and that's it. And if you're my friend, sometimes you get to hear it, but and sometimes I do have those moments where I'm like, man, I should really put this out, and I got a lot of friends who are like, this is great, why don't you do anything with this? And I just retell them, like, yo, this is for me. So to the creatives that's doing it for themselves, man, don't let nobody pressure you to put nothing out. It ain't for them. It's for you. If you make that painting just to leave it in your kitchen for the next 20 years, man, that's cool. I'm cool with that. Like, I don't think that we have to prostitute every piece of art that we do. Like, not every art is made to be sold. Like, sometimes that shit is just for you. But on the flip side of that, if you do want to sell it and you do want to make a living off your stuff, man, fail forward. Maybe it do suck. Ain't nothing wrong with it sucking. What's wrong with it sucking is that you keeping it at the house and thinking it's gold. And how you gonna get better? You can't get better in your house when your 4 people around you are just telling you this is great. No, you need to be out there. You need to be around the wolves. You need to go be, like I said, you need to go hang out with the people who are better than you on purpose. I went out of my way to get torn down every day. Like, who can I send this to that's gonna tell me this is trash? Like, and that's consistently how I make friendships and build my bridge to where I want to go. I go after people who are going to tell me it's trash. I want you to tell me how bad this sucks. I want you to explain to me why my lighting is off. I want you to explain to me why my singing on this part of the song didn't go right. I want you to tell me why my brushstrokes in this painting didn't look good. Because it's useless to me to stay where I'm at. Like, if I'm not growing, I'm just wasting my time. But that, once again, it's that internal battle. If you're doing this for the world, don't be afraid. Go forward. But if you're doing it for yourself, I'm somebody who believes that that's just okay. Like, I'm just honest. I just think it's okay, bro. This is mine.
So, like, for the creatives that want to go out to, like, reach mentors and other people who could possibly pour into them, like, what advice would you give them? Like, what's the best way to go about doing that, especially if you all don't know each other at all, you know?
Can I cuss?
Well, you kind of been doing that.
I didn't mean to, but I know you're gonna edit out most of them. But this time, the answer to this question is just a cuss word.
You might as well, man.
Man, the easiest way to reach out to people is to get your head out of your ass. You are not that good. They don't have to work with you. They don't have to help you. They don't have to give you advice. They don't have to answer your DM. Like, and you don't deserve to be paid to do their behind the scenes footage. Like, none of this stuff. Like, you got to get your head out your ass. Like, how can I help? Like, that's literally how I met most of my people, my friends, my eventual co-workers, my eventual crews that I worked on, all the opportunities that I got. Man, bro, I'm really self-aware. And as much as everybody else thinks I'm way up here, I remember that, yeah, they think you up here, but nigga, this is where you at. And I don't have my head up my ass so much that I don't identify that when I go to approach somebody. Like today, I just walked in on set and I met this guy. He has a Red and he has all these cameras and he has all this beautiful experience. So I'm not going to be like, hey, bro, you should just teach me some shit because I deserve it because of how much work I've already put in for the last 7 years. I earned it. You're my friend now, and you're going to tell me everything you learned, all the stuff you've been doing for the last 10 years. He going to be like, man, get away from me. Instead, it's just like, hey, man, if you ever need help on set, let me know. Hey, man, if you ever need behind the scenes, man, I'd love to come help out. Hey, man, if you ever not doing anything, I'd love to, like, clean your red for you. Whatever it is, whatever you need, let me do that for you because I just want to be around you. I'm not even finna ask you questions. I'm not a let me ask a bunch of questions kind of guy. Let's just be around each other. Like, let me just be in your presence. Why? Because I feel like that's enough for me. Like, if I could just watch you do what you do, can I just come watch? No, I can't come watch. Do it cost? Because I'll pay you if it costs too. Like, because my head's just not up my ass. Like, you have something I want, so whatever it takes for me to get that, I'm okay with it. Whether it's just me being nice, whether me being helpful, whether me paying for it, because you did the work to get that. You don't owe me that. Like, you don't owe me anything. So it's as simple as, man, can I be helpful? And if I can't, can I pay you to give me some tutorage? Is there anything I can trade or I can barter? Like, because my head's just not up my urethra. So that's my answer to that one.
Got you.
And hold on, wait. Go back to that for 2 seconds. That is definitely a subliminal message to all you people that reach out to me. And because it's a lot of people in the community that I help. And it's some that I don't help who are mad that I didn't help them. And it's because your head was so far up your ass. And it was just like, oh yeah, if it's so far up there, why do you need my help? You need light. Like, you can't see down there. So.
Wow. What would you say motivates you?
Man, my motivation is very, very internal. If I would attribute it to God, number one. But for the people who don't believe in God, I guess I would say I just have this weird self-motivation that's innate. It exudes from me. Like, I just wake up and want to be better. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I wasn't born the most handsome or nothing like that. So I figured, why not be talented? So yeah, my motivation is all very just internal. I just wake up and be like, man, what can I do today? Like, I got to be better than I was yesterday. I got to do something bigger than I did yesterday. I don't even want to post on Instagram unless I'm posting that next hot image. I just killed this lighting. I just did something. I'm motivated to be better than Jimmy yesterday, I guess. But outside of that, I really say it's Jesus and I really say it's God because it's internal. Like, I couldn't teach it to somebody if I wanted to. I couldn't explain what goes on in my brain or in my body or in my heart, my soul, if I wanted to. I could not. It's supernatural. And it's almost unfair when I work with other people because I get to see, like, okay, this is natural, and then this is what God gives me, this supernatural ability to learn faster, to grow faster, to work harder, to work longer. Like, I don't think that the normal videographer would be able to handle some of the dumb stuff that I put myself through, but because of the anointing and kind of the blessing that God gives me to be this motivated, be this determined, be this dedicated, it's supernatural, bro. Because I meet people like me seldomly, and once I meet them and I get to know them, I see that there's God in them too.
Man, that's something that kind of reminds me. I remember when I quit my job, and I ain't had like no backup plan. I ain't had no savings like that, like nothing. Like
Amen.
I'm done. I can't do this 9 to 5 no more. I'm out of here. And but it was kind of like one of the best feelings. But the biggest thing though, right? It was my faith in God. Like I trust and believe that He's gonna make a way out of no way. So it's like literally, like I mean, we Faith Hustle Media Group. So like literally live by faith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every month he send those clients in. You know them editing jobs, like whatever. He makes a way out of no way. So it's like, man, it don't matter what's happening around. Like I got faith. You know what I mean? So. I'm happy to hear that, and I mean, should be evident with like the work that you put out. So it's like I'm not shocked, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it definitely does bring a smile to my face to know that you know you got God in your life and He plays a big part in that.
Huge part.
That's key, and I feel like a lot of people like miss that. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to go after everything else, but they miss God, and then wonder why you are more successful than them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, it's God. It's not
And
really
I don't,
me.
and man, by no means, I don't put him in a box. If I'm gonna be this successful, that's God. If I'm this successful, it's God. If I'm this successful, it's God. I don't really like qualify or quantify His plan. I'm just willing to work for it. And I attribute that to Him. Like, he gave me what I could handle, and I showed Him I could handle a lot, and He was like, cool, I keep giving you a lot then.
Wow. So, what would you say is what's your average work day like? Like how many hours do you work?
God.
Like let's talk about that.
I never stop working. I'm never off. I'm never not working. I'm at work right now. This is work. This is in my calendar as work. After I leave here, I gotta go edit a video, and I also got an editor on staff, so I gotta make sure she's updated on what we gonna do for this coming week, and it's never done. You just like it's. I don't even know how to put it, because I don't want to scare nobody off. But you do gotta accept the fact that you finna give up your life if you want to run a business. Like, if you want this to be your hustle, your full-time hustle, your business, bro, you're at work all the time. And then when you're not at work, you need to be at work looking up what's coming out next, what's the new technology that they're doing in your industry, what's the new way of invoicing people, or whatever. You always are constantly, whether it's clients hitting your phone, whether it's promoting on Instagram or making sure ads are being ran or whatever, you always at work. And only time I'm really not at work, which is something that I'm having to like train myself to do, is to be with my family. Like, I have to like make myself back down. Like, you gotta stop. You gotta not answer your phone. You gotta not be at work right now. But ultimately, my normal work week, I work every hour except maybe the ones that I'm asleep. And even those kind of count as working, because that's why you hire other people.
So, I mean, so let's talk about, right? So you're a videographer, and you're like basically you're making that transition, right, from like that hustle kind of way to like, okay, I have to run this as like an actual business. I have to send out invoices. I have to send out contracts. Like let's talk about like that process and how important it is, you know, because a lot of people like they don't want to sign. A lot of people, they don't want to sign contracts. They don't believe the importance in it. Like let's talk about like that kind of sort of stuff.
So once again, this is a normal Jimmy Ball thing to give super over thought out answers, because I think way too hard. But you got to choose what side of the fence you want to be on. And for me, because me and my uncle actually talked about this too, and he was like, I remember when you didn't even want to do corporate. You said corporate was boring. And I was like, yeah, but then I grew up and I kind of learned a little different. So what I would say in that aspect is, for me, the transition has been a little easier because it's what I want to do. But for somebody who is happy being the hood videographer, or, you know what I'm saying, doing just music videos for that matter, and they making $200-300, but they don't have rent, like they live at home with their mom or something like that, like, bro, no rush. Like, don't let anybody pressure you or rush you into going into corporate, or like making yourself a business right now. Like, just have fun, dude. Like, you're probably not the best videographer yet, because I know I wasn't at that time. So, man, just grow. Like, let's start off with this baseline of growing. So now once you get to this baseline, now you like, okay, I want to start growing upwards. And this is what a friend of mine, Trace, taught me. It's real hard to raise a line straight up. But I can take a single point and grow exponentially. So that's kind of the approach that I say you should take when it comes to that transition. I wanted to then be something different than I was before, which when I wanted to be that, when I wanted to be a music video person, I grew in that area. But now that I want to do corporate, it's just that learning curve. But I wake up every morning and like attack it. You know what I'm saying? I just attack it like any other. It's still a hustle to me. I know that sounds crazy because it's like, it's so much more by the book and I'm paying taxes and sending out invoices and contracts. But shoot, I still do a video right now with a business based off a handshake. Because I just built my whole reputation off having, like, by being a man of my word. So because I've done that and so many people know that about me, it's a lot of times where my corporate interactions are just like my music video interactions. They treat me the same way because I bring the same fire, the same energy, the same creativity, the same passion, and the same compassion. Like, I don't have any posts on Facebook about me saying, like, Jimmy didn't deliver this video, Jimmy didn't do this, Jimmy didn't, like, I've made my whole career not having one of those. And please, if everybody's watching this and, like, y'all waiting now, like, this is the moment, let's get them, guys. Like, nah. But, like, I've really tried my hardest to never do anybody wrong. And, like, if I did do them wrong, I apologized. And then I tried to fix it. And then I tried to fix it on top of fixing it. Like, I done lost people videos before because the SD card got corrupted and all kind of stuff. But because of my integrity, like, my clients was like, no, you good. I know you. I've worked with you. I've been around you. I've seen what you do. I've seen how you work. And I've seen the kind of character you hold. So, yeah, it's the same, baby. We still hustling.
Wow.
He keep being my confirmation. I look over at him and he let me know if I didn't say a bunch of BS. So this is dope, though. This is dope. Shout out to y'all for having me on the show, man. This is hard.
Appreciate you.
And my teeth white. That's real good. Brush your teeth. I know y'all do videos, but brush y'all teeth. Make sure this make it in the edit.
Man, what has been like one of the best moments to you as far as like, you know, being a videographer? Like I know for me, like I remember the first time I met Derek Luke, like that was like out the blue, like, you know, all from a camera, like all sorts of like famous people. And so like what would be some of like what would you say the best moment to you? Like your defining moment, however you want to word it.
Man, this is sad. This is a sad question for me.
Uh-oh.
My defining moments have not happened yet. And it's because, just like most creators, I suffer from this like obsession with being further. So even like the stars that I've met, bro, I was in those rooms calm. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but this ain't it. Like I still got to walk up to you. You ain't walking up to me yet. So this don't feel like nothing. I don't even feel like I'm here. This is a waste. Like, I'm happy. Like, I'm excited that I got the opportunity and that the camera provided this for me. But I'm so obsessed with the future for some weird reason. And I feel like, you know, in this season, God is definitely telling me to be more present. Because even this right now could be counted as one of my most, like, happiest moments. Like, bro, I would have never thought in years that somebody would want to sit down and talk to me about videos. Like, that don't happen on my regular day basis. Like, I don't think that somebody's paying attention to what I'm doing. So for me, I don't really stop to smell the flowers enough. So that's why I said the question just is sad, because I just don't. But if I did say something that has always made me like extremely happy is my camera test that I do on my family. I'm quick to grab my camera because I got a new lens or I got a new LUT or I got some new software, like when I first started learning DaVinci, or just anything like when I got my FS5 and I'm learning S-Log3 and when I'm learning how to properly expose and I'm learning about contrast ratios or just any of the crazy things that I'm learning about, it's always rooted in me like pointing the camera at my family. And even though it annoys them, those are normally like some of my happiest moments.
Nice. Man. How did you, so you got Watch Jimmy Ball, and so all of a sudden you decide to start Purple Thread Films, right? Like, how did that come about? Like, what made you want to start like a whole separate, basically brand? Like, why you just didn't keep it under Watch Jimmy Ball? Why you say I'm gonna change it? I'm gonna start something totally new. We gonna do it like this.
So for me, I think when it comes to branding and like just life in general, you want to be an expert at the thing that you're trying to do, right? And you want people to refer you based off that one thing that you do. And I had made that happen with Watch Jimmy Ball. So if anybody spoke about music videos, boom, Jimmy Ball. Yeah, y'all should go to Jimmy Ball. Jimmy Ball is great at music videos. And I knew I wanted that in a different arena now. And I felt like it would have been so hard to erase a reputation and to rebuild it versus just to start a whole new brand. And the second part of that is that I didn't want to be by myself anymore. I was done with the whole lone filmmaker approach. I wanted crews and teams and like, shout out to my editor, Mariah. She's amazing. I've been working with her for like the last 2 years. I would not be sitting here without her. Like, and she's like an interesting story where I helped her from where she was and gave her an opportunity and kind of mentored her and coached her into being the editor that she is today. And it's just one of those things. Like once I determined that I wanted to do more stuff like that, and that don't mean I want to be a teacher by any means. I don't think I'm meant to be a teacher, but I do think that at the level that I'm at, or at the point that I'm at in my mind, I'm ready to spread wealth to more than just myself, and I'm ready to create bigger projects. So the combination of wanting to help other people and to create bigger projects all just means, video production company. And not a Watch Jimmy Ball, but a Purple Thread Films type of thing.
Wow. Like, so how many people do you have on your team? Like,
as of right now, I work with about 3 people regularly, my wife being one of them. She comes on set and she acts as producer. She'll act as PA. She'll move a light stand if you need her to. But, normally she's in a producer role in client communications, and then she's also a photographer, so she'll do, headshots or whatever, or a full-on photo shoot for the company or whatever we need. She'll come in as that photographer that does that for us. And then I work with Mariah, like I said, who's my editor, and I love her. She's amazing. And then I got my buddy Trey, who I'm training to be a producer, as well as working with him on scripts. He's an amazing writer. So we're doing a web series together. And like, he just comes in. Sometimes he'll be PA, sometimes he'll be AC, sometimes he'll be grip. Like, whatever I need, he's just my buddy, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. Like, I'll help. And like I said, his shining point is like some of the stuff that he's writing and creating that we eventually want to produce for ourselves. And, not really like going after clients, but just creating our own work that we can put out and maybe blast it all over YouTube or get on Netflix or something like that.
So what do you see yourself, your company in the next 10 years?
Man, the next 10 years, all right, I don't trust you to edit, so I ain't gonna make my porn joke. But in the next 10 years, I would love for us, like I said, to be in this space where we're not fishing for clients to work with. We got clients that we love working with, and we also create content. Like, we create web series and movies and short films and documentaries and house them on whatever platform that it may be at the time, whether that's the new Netflix or it's the current Netflix, or whether that's YouTube or Vimeo, or maybe we make our own platform. You gotta be streaming from the purple cloud, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I definitely want to get into the space where I go back into creating art, because right now I understand that I'm not creating art, I'm creating product, which is a whole nother topic for creatives that we could have.
Nice. Man, it seems like we covered so much stuff. It's been a great conversation. Like, trying to keep this thing going. How much time we got, Melky? Because I don't want to go over time. 10 minutes? Oh, wow.
We only been talking for 10 minutes?
Okay.
He said you got 10 minutes left to talk to me.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
So, so like, let's talk a little bit to the creators, right? Okay. I'm shooting these videos, like, but I'm having a hard time getting clients. Like, what advice would you give them? You know, what advice would you give them?
Anybody who tells me they don't have clients, they just told me they was lazy. Like, you're just lazy. Point blank period. You're either lazy or you suck. So neither both of those are fixable. So either stop sucking or stop being lazy. Because if you were amazing, you were the bee's knees, you know what I'm saying? Everybody be knocking down your door trying to get work. Because you're just that good, you know. But in a realistic world, that's not happening. So you're probably not on the level where you can just sit on your butt. You got to get up every day and you got to go find clients. You got to go knock on doors. You got to go to the events. Like, if you want to shoot music videos, you should be at every rap event that's happening. Like, there's no way you want to shoot music videos, but you're nowhere near the artist. That doesn't make sense. You can't want to work for businesses, but you're scared to wake up and go put on a suit and hand out a business card. Like, you got to get in the game. Like, you don't have clients because you don't want them. Like, it's completely your fault. Like, there's no external forces going on. There's no, well, Jimmy's so much better than me. That's why he had all those clients. Or Jimmy got this good camera. Or Milky got a red. That's why he got the clients. It's only because of that. No, it's not. It just doesn't work like that. It's because you didn't make the connection and, you know, build a friendship with certain people to get that opportunity, or it's because you didn't wake up that morning and decide to work on your craft. It's literally you. It's only you. You determine your future and you get the clients you want based on the efforts you put in. And I mean, by no means, God will reward you and God will magnify and you know, really accelerate the process and start to give you people. But he can't bless you sitting down on your couch. Man, I'm telling you, I'm cold at videos. Well, yeah, bro, go shoot something. Nah, bro, I'm just waiting on somebody to hire me. If you wait, literally, I remember that was like the first piece of tip, like that was the first tip I had ever got. If you only shoot when people hire you to shoot, you already suck. Like, you already suck. Because you're not even trying to get better. Like, you're not even working on your craft when somebody don't hire you. Like, by the time you get to the set, you should be well practiced. Like, you should be walking on set. Like, don't get me wrong, I still get, like, plenty nervous. I get super nervous. But when I get on set, that changes. Like, I'm nervous leading up to the shoot. But as soon as I feet on the ground, oh, no, this is what we do. This is what we train for. This is like the military. Like, I'm coming in here ready to kill. Like, we got this. There's absolutely no problem. There's no obstacle that's going to come up in this moment that's going to fluster me to the point where I can't perform. But if you can't say that about yourself, and you're not working on your craft, and you're not out there sending out DMs, and you're not sending out emails, or showing up at these events, or going to mixers and handing out business cards, then you just don't want it. It's okay. Just stop lying. You don't want it. That's cool. Shit, I want it. So don't show up. That's fine. Me and Cory want it. Me, Cory, and Milky both want it. All want it. So if you don't want to put in any of the effort, that's fine. We're not trying to give you advice and tell you to, like, really ramp it up and get out there and hustle. We're just saying it's cool. We'll take care of the clients that should have been yours, but you decided to let us do it.
Man, this goes perfect. So, like, what would you say is, like, the mindset one has to have? Like, if they say, I'm gonna do this full time, I'm gonna work for myself. Like, if they gonna leave a job and to come and do this, like, what type of mindset would you say one has to have?
Ain't no plan B. That's the kind of mindset you gotta have. Ain't no plan B. This is what I do. I'm a professional. I'm good at this. I'm serious, and I believe in myself. Ain't no plan B. Because I feel like a lot of people do this with the, well, I'm gonna do this, and then if this don't work, I might go back to playing guitar, and then if this don't work, I might go into modeling for a short period of time. And if that don't work, then I might go back to rapping, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do, no. That's not, once again, you can't build a platform. You can't raise a platform that's already built. You know what I'm saying? You need to specialize, get that thing that I'm really gonna do this. I'm dead serious about doing video. I'm dead serious. I'm betting the whole farm on it. and then you'll win. Because, I mean, out of desperation, nothing but creativity comes. Period. I am desperate to win because I don't have a fallback plan. Or at least that's how I look at it. That might be psychotic, so don't quote me. But at least to me, the mindset you got to have is I'm a trained killer, and I'm coming in here to kill. Period.
Man. So, how much time we got? 5? 5? Okay. You got anything else you want to add? You think it'd be valuable? Keep in mind, like, we trying to reach entrepreneurs, people who want to do the type of stuff.
Yeah, one of people. Yeah. So, I guess we talked about a bunch of stuff. It was one thing that when I talked about it, I was like, that'd be a rabbit hole that we didn't go into, and it was like product versus creative.
Yeah, or art or something.
Yeah, product versus art. And I watched The Fur. So if you don't watch The Fur on YouTube or The Future, I'm sorry, it's actually called The Future. But I call him The Fur. For some reason, it came up wrong on my computer one time, and I never let it go. But yeah, The Future on YouTube, I watch him, and he talks about that. And it was one of those things that I completely resonated with, and I feel like I caught that concept early, is that, you know, as much as you're doing it for yourself and for your craft, and you want to elevate, and you want to be better, and you want to do it your way, and you got a vision because you're a director and you're awesome. Nobody's paying you for that right now. Like, people are paying you for a product. And until you can get in the mindset of selling product over art, it's going to be real hard for you to succeed. It's going to be super hard for you to, like, grasp, you know, what level you're actually at. Because you'll always have this, like, air about yourself that you think you're selling somebody art when you're really just solving a problem with a video. Whether it's an artist who needs a music video to promote his song, I mean, yeah, you get to be creative because it's a music video, but ultimately, like, that's that artist's video. And you need to be able to work with that person creatively and give them what they want and get a little bit out of it that you like. But if you solely want to sell art, you need to go sell art. You need to make pieces yourself and sell them yourself. That's kind of what I mean by I want to go into creating my own content. Like, I want to direct and make up my own stories and put those out to the masses and see if people like it. But if you're not willing to do that, then you have to understand and humble yourself in the sense that, you know, if Cory hires me to come shoot a video about him, this Cory video, you know? No matter how much I like this whack-ass Zoom transition, it's Cory's video. He wants me to put a Zoom transition in it, so I got to leave it in there, no matter how much I hate it, no matter how much I think it's going to ruin. And also, your taste is not the end-all, be-all when it comes to taste. Like, by the way, I'm saying all of this in reference to how I used to feel and that I had to have this mindset shift where your taste isn't the end-all, be-all. So just because you think it's dope, that client may not think it's dope, and there's nothing wrong with that. And don't demonize the client for not thinking it's dope. You should demonize yourself for not understanding that you were selling a product when you walked into this door. You weren't selling your art. Picasso sells his art. He wasn't commissioned to draw somebody else's picture. He sold his art. You are commissioned to paint somebody else's picture.
Wow. Let's talk about real quick, like some of the, like your favorite movies or music video directors or anything like that.
I'm sorry. my favorite directors.
Directors or movies like that inspire you. Like,
okay.
Like
so just stuff that inspired me.
Okay.
So things that inspire me right now. Like, I am super big on this show called Insecure by Issa Rae. And I can't remember the DP's name, but she's a white woman. And she's freaking phenomenal. Like, the way that they shot this show, the colors they use. I'm also really turned on by Euphoria right now. Like, Euphoria is blowing my mind. The set that they built, the techno crane shots, the gels and colors that they throwing in there. Like, a whole lot of RGB going on where it's like this really moody, haze-filled environments. Like, right now I'm just really, really, like, in this mode of, like, how can I paint? Like, how can my brushstrokes get so detailed and so refined that are, like, that everybody sees it and it's just jaw-dropping? Like, how do I get to that? And these are the shows that I watch that make me feel that way. And I feel like somebody's going to watch Insecure and be like, I don't even see why you compared the two shows. Well, Euphoria has a variety of people on it. So multiple mixed skin tones, multiple color palettes. It's this really, like, music video driven narrative TV show, if you ask me. But when it comes to Insecure, it's the typical TV show done extremely well. And she talks about how she would only use unbleached muslin on certain people's skin to give them this nice, warm glow. And how certain people had to be shot with a different kind of diffusion, or how they used all zoom lenses on the first season, but they realized that they would get the look that they really wanted out of prime lenses on the second season. Like, bro, it's just literally, like, I listened to the lady talk for like 2 hours. Just about how she just cultivated a look in a world, in a universe around this. And I'm like, I really want to do that. Like, I want to do that for every project, though. Like, I don't even care if it's just a 1-minute commercial. I want to walk into it and, like, okay, the camera's going to be handheld. Okay, well, yeah, drop it on a pair of tripod legs just for this one shot. No, I can't. I have to bend down and get low and make myself uncomfortable and still hold it handheld because the world has already been built. Like, the world, that cinematic world that you've already made exists, and you are already breaking your own rules. Did you shoot it wide open? So that means, should the whole thing be wide open? If the whole thing shouldn't be wide open, then why was it wide open in the first place? Why is this shot different than the last shot? Are you telling a different story? Are you trying to convey a different emotion? What are you doing, and are you doing it on purpose? And that's literally what's been, like, motivating me the most, like, out of the last few months, is just watching people do shit intentionally.